Hey everyone, welcome to today's episode. I'm Kseniia, I'm from Russia. I've lived in Beijing with my husband JR for the past 7 years. Today we are going to the 2024 Beijing Auto Show. This year is super exciting because we have some amazing exhibits from BYD, Xiaomi, and other big names in the auto industry.
Hello everyone, this is JR, Kseniia's husband. We decided to take a subway in Beijing to get to the venue because it is the most convenient and quickest way to get there. Right after getting off the metro, you can see already a lot of people. That's because this show, Beijing Auto Show 2024 in particular, has gathered a lot of interest among the general public. That is because companies such as BYD and Xiaomi have pushed out their new models, in particular the Xiaomi SU7 and the BYD U8. These are revolutionary new cars, as we're about to find out soon. It's a massive venue, as you can see. I'm literally asking these two people here, where are all the cars? And they handed me a map.
It's time to show what kind of husband you are. Are you gonna find the way?
To my defense, it's a massive place. It's very easy to get lost and very hard to find any particular things.
Everyone's going to BYD. It's the new darling of the industry this year, I think. BYD, Xiaomi, Li car. No one's interested in BMW anymore. I think,
But just getting to the BYD stands, as it turns out to be a task of its own. As you can see, the crowds everywhere, the noise is so loud, the light is so bright. I mean, the vibe is very exciting, but makes you feel dizzy from time to time.
I know why you're dizzy, because you're looking at the girls.
Okay, you're right, but there are plenty of good cars to look at as well. We've finally arrived at the BYD stands, standing in front of that incredible U8 car. A car that has 1,200 horsepower. We were determined to find out just what makes this car so capable. But there was a queue in front of us, a very, very long queue indeed, as you can see, but we are determined to get in there, to have a look ourselves.
Once you are in, but you still need to queue, and you almost think it's a scam.
Yes, because first you need to queue to get into the stands, but then you have to queue just to get to the car. I mean, in order to get to the cockpit, you need to queue for a very long time. Wow.
What's the matter, JR? Did you get dizzy again?
No, never mind. I mean, look at these lucky people. They've got themselves already into the cockpit of the car. I bet they're trying to figure out all the nooks and crannies of this incredible car. Look at this man, dedicated to his job, wiping this car probably 200 times a day. At this point, we really got very bored queuing for the car, but at least there's this interesting light to look at. Does your BMW have this?
JR, you are approached by this guy, but I bet you were hoping being approached by one of those showgirls. But what did you talk about anyway?
Well, he's the man who showed me all the features of this car. As you can see, I've finally got myself into the cockpit of this BYD Yangwang U8. First thing first, This thing has more than 1,000 horsepower. We're talking 4-digit horsepower numbers here. What is another car that can do this much horsepower? I don't really quite remember. Maybe a couple of special editions of Koenigsegg and some Bugatti Veyrons and a couple of hypercars. But this car you can buy today in China for, actually not starting today. It started a little while ago, but today is the first time we see it on a car show. You pay about 1.2 million yuan, taxes included, that is, which is about, 150,000 euros, something like that with a nominal conversion, maybe a little bit less, to be honest. You can get this car. You don't have to be a celebrity. You don't have to be on a special whitelist. You can get this much horsepower today with this price. That is just incredible. This is not one of your typical EV cars, which you have to worry about the range, you have to worry about where your next charging point is. If you run low in a typical EV car, you probably have to find a place to charge it quick enough because it would take forever to charge. First of all, this car has quick charging, but many other cars have it these days. But it also has a petrol engine. It also has a 75-liter fuel tank. But those things do not run the wheels. They do not power the wheels. It's not a hybrid car either. What that engine does, what that petrol engine does, is that it only charges the electricity. What this means is that you can treat this car like a normal petrol car, but with 1,000+ kilometer range. And you know what else is amazing? This car can wade through water that is 1.4 meters deep. Previously, the most impressive car that can do this is the Range Rover Defender, with that being able to do 900 millimeters, and this car just smashes that record, spit it out in the face of the Range Rover Defender, 1.4 meters deep. I know you probably think you're never going to need that, but it can do it. It's like a moon's watch by Omega. You're never going to go to the moon. You're never going to dive 200 meters into the ocean. But the fact it can do it makes a lot of people desire that watch. The car can turn around 360 degrees on its own length. And don't get me started with its interior. It's got all these Napa leather. It's real wood, not just veneer, it's like a stick on it. Alcantara this and Alcantara, leather that, stitching this. Everything you feel and touch in this cabin is just beautifully made with a beautiful material. Obviously this video is not sponsored.
Okay, JR. I see you are very impressed by this car, but we probably have to see some other cars and maybe some other
but have
pretty
you
girls.
seen these real woods? They are solid. They are solid. Okay, I will stop now. I'll stop. Now, this red car on camera you can see now is the BYD U7. It's their idea of the supercar, of the sports car. Which, the previous SUV we saw was not their idea of supercar, it's their idea of the car you can use with a family. This supercar is not sold yet, it's the U7. I'm sure it'll be very interesting when it hits the market. The very next car we wanted to see was the Xiaomi SU7, which is a pure electric car, but it is more special than that. This car is sold in China for about 30,000 USD, or about 28,000 euros, but it can do 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds. And with just a few minutes of charging, you can go again for another few hundred kilometers. The CEO of Xiaomi, Lei Jun, said he wanted to make a car that young people could not only afford, but also desire very much. It's a pin-up car for them that they can afford. We couldn't wait to check it out.
Oh, I don't believe the queue is even longer than we just queued at BYD, so we had to give up in the end.
Which is a real shame because I thought this car was going to change the industry in terms of the performance car market. It is so affordable and the performance, it shatters the records. Now, another car we were interested in seeing was this Li car. Li. Don't really know what it means, but if you live in the US or Europe, you probably would have never heard of this car. The interesting thing about this car is that I actually test drove once at Kseniia as well. We liked the power, which had 400 plus horsepower. It has the same setup as the BYD car, which means you don't have to charge it if you don't want to, even though it is an EV car. You can treat it as a normal petrol car with 1,000+ kilometers range. It's a down-to-earth version of the BYD monster we saw, I guess.
Oh, and then we saw a Jaguar. It's an old car, old technology, nothing exciting.
I've always liked the Jag, but it's so last year in comparison to the other things we saw today. Oh, this is the Land Rover Defender, whose crown, in my opinion, has all the jewels on it taken away by the BYD car we saw earlier in every single way. I really liked this car, really liked this car when it came out. But if it were my money, I'd definitely spend it on the BYD now. Then we went to Mercedes. They had a new EQS, the new S-Class with an electric motor. But the most exciting thing, of course, is still the G63 AMG, which they have locked it up. They didn't allow anyone to go in to see, so we quickly walked away from it with a picture taken in front of the iconic G-Wagon.
Oh, Bentley! I wanna see!
Yes, Bentley. Bentley is the ultimate luxury, but first we need to get in. Oh, didn't let us, I suppose, because we were not premium enough. We're not part of any clubs or memberships. I'm so bored of talking about these marketing jargons. But anyway, we said a few nice words with the ladies in front who were allowed to go in the end.
I wanna see the blue one. What is it?
Oh, the blue one, you say, my darling, is the Bentley Flying Spur Azure. I used to adore this car, the 4-door Bentley flying on the ground. It's like what it says on the tin, the Flying Spur. Let's see if its old charm still retains, my dear. Yes, after Volkswagen acquired Bentley some years ago, that CD player has always been stuck there in the glove box like a 2010 Volkswagen Touareg.
Oh, but the car looks so good and the leather feels so nice and it's a Bentley.
Do you like it? It might be a Bentley, it might be beautiful, but it is also 4.5 million yuan, which is about $600,000. It's crazy after having seen what we just saw. This Bentley Bator has a W12 engine in it. It is a special Bentley. It is the last rendition, as far as I understand, of that W12 engine before Volkswagen Group will completely phase it out from the history.
I like this convertible. What is it?
That, my dear, is a Bentley Continental GT convertible. Yes, we've also seen Rolls-Royce and Lamborghini. They didn't have too many at the exhibits, to be honest. When I was in Hong Kong just a couple of weeks ago, there were more models in the dealership than they had in this show. We've also checked out Mansory. I mean, they didn't let us in straight away at the beginning. They said we needed to have an appointment or what have you. Again, same deal with Bentley and Rolls-Royce. But, I said this and that, pretended to be interested in buying their car today. And we were allowed to go in. They basically convert some of the Mercedes models, such as the V-Class and the G-Class, into some exclusive models. They have better sound deadening and better material for the leathers. And in the case of the G63 car, as you can see, Kseniia is funneling around now. They've made only 100 of them, very exclusive. I think this is something that predicates on the concept of exclusivity. There is nothing here that really impresses me. The leathers are great. I appreciate what they do. But is that something that's very interesting to the majority of the people? To petrol heads like us? I'm not really so sure about that. As you can see, this very nice gentleman is explaining to me how the leather is very nice. He keeps telling me it's on the same level as Rolls-Royce and all the very nice premium things. I do admit it's a great chair, but that's it. We saw Hongqi, which makes premium transport vehicles for party officials. You also needed an invitation to get in, so we didn't. BMW showed many models this year, but nothing we've never seen before. I-Series, their electric vehicles when it came out was quite exciting, but I remember the i8 was a phenomenal car when it came out, but all these years I didn't know what they were doodling about, or the big screens and weird grills and this and that. I still maintain that the best looking BMW ever made in modern times is the 6 Series from 2013 to 2019. Yeah, the M6 of that period is, in my opinion, the best car BMW ever made. Period. These days they make cars that just don't matter to anyone. I have a lot of respect for Toyota Century. It's a great car.
Very exciting new Nissan Altima.
Hair stood on the back of my neck when I saw this GR racing counter. The Toyota GR Yaris is here. Do I need to say more? Of course, it's not going to be a real car show without all these technology suppliers participating in the show, but to be honest, I really don't understand what I'm seeing here. If you do, drop in the comments and educate me, please. I'm rather stupid in this regard.
This is a H2 system ECU, and it goes to hydrogen injector. But before it goes in there, it goes through a NOx sensor, hydrogen regulation module, oxygen sensor.
Stop pretending. You didn't even know what was H2. It was hydrogen.
Alright, my dear darling, my dear Kseniia, I should always have faith in you, faith in your knowledge and your wisdom. And that concludes today's show, ladies and gentlemen. If you like the video, please comment and subscribe. Ring the bell icon. I will see you next time.
See you. Love you all.